What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of My Ultimate Team. This is episode number 42, and we start today's episode off by going back into the Champions Shield. Having a lot of fun in this tournament at the moment, so I've got no reason to go back to divisions or online single matches. Having a lot of fun in the Champions Shield at the moment. And of course, we go back into it. Of course, in the last episode, we lost in the semi-finals to a very good side that featured Team of the Year Thiago Silva and Ibrahimovic. But we come back into the round of 16. We come against this side for the first game. He had a lot of informs in his team. Inform Benetia, inform Bonucci, inform Maicon, inform Borja Valero, and inform Giuseppe Rossi. So my opponent did have quite a few informs in his team, but we did use our skill team as well, and the first chance came to us in the 13th minute. A couple of nice skill moves before Jadson comes through with a Berber spin here. Then the step over, gives the ball away though, but my opponent also gives the ball away with Candreva here, straight to Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho shoots from range, but it goes straight into the goalkeeper's glove. So the first chance did come to us, but from this, he rolls the ball out with Marchetti, gives the ball straight to Bonucci, but he gives the ball away. Alex hustles in, wins it, crosses the ball to the far post, and Daniel De Rossi scores an own goal. And it's a really bizarre own goal because there was no pressure on him whatsoever, and he just headed the ball past the goalkeeper. It's a wonderful finish, no doubt about it. I'm very happy with it, but even so, that was a terrible own goal from my opponent, and that made it 1-0 to us. But in the 25th minute, Carlos Eduardo gets onto the ball, nice little fake Rabona and a pass through to Bernard. Bernard takes on inform Benatia, beats him with a lovely body feint. He actually nutmegged him in that phase of play as well. Roulette's past Dodo, but puts the ball wide. So what a lovely goal that would have been there by Bernard. I never scored too many goals where there's been a nutmeg in the phase of play, and that would have been a lovely one, but Bernard completely messed up the finish. Well, I messed up the finish with Bernard, I should say, and it was still 1-0. But from the goal kick, he gives the ball away. We play the ball through to Jadson, nice piece of passing. Jadson takes on inform Maicon, beats him. Berber spins around the Brazilian right back. His shot is saved, but Bernard makes up for missing that sitter earlier on with a good finish there into the back of the net. So that made it 2-0 to us 28 minutes in, and I was relieved to make sure we would have a 2-goal cushion. But in the 76th minute, my opponent tries to hit back. Inform Maicon finds, I'm not sure who the right midfielder is. It's something like Caldreva or something like that. But his shot anyway hit the post, then hit Cini, it went out for a corner. So what a goal that would have been. But it was still 2-0 here. Sorry, Candreva, that's the name of him, isn't it? But yeah, it's 2-0 here. And from the corner, he crosses the ball in towards the head of Fernando Llorente, and he puts the ball past Rogério Cini into the back of the net. So 2-1 here. My opponent gets back in the game, but he didn't have enough to score the equalising goal. And that meant we did win the game by 2-1. So we go through to the quarterfinals of the Champions Shield. And as I said, it was just a really funny own goal, the first one, because there was no pressure whatsoever on De Rossi, but the header was just point blank in. You know, there was no need for him to do it, but it was inch perfect into the top corner, and I was just so pleased, because had he not scored that own goal, of course the game would have gone to extra time. But anyway, we did win by 2-1, so we're into the quarterfinals, which is great. I really do want to win this tournament at least one more time before I do try out the divisions again, or go back to online single matches. So hopefully we can do it in this attempt. But we come against this team for the quarter-final game. It's an 83 rated 100 chemistry team. Sirigu, Marcelo, David Luiz, Thiago Silva, Maicon, Casemiro, Willian, Lucas, Isco, and I'm not sure who the strike partnership was. Benzema was there, and I'm not sure who the other one was. But Diego Costa, that's it. But the first chance came in the 16th minute. David Luiz gets intercepted by Bernard, and the little man goes through down the left-hand side here. Thiago Silva tries to beat him, but he's got just about enough pace to beat the PSG centre-back. Stops the ball with a fake Rabona, then plays it through to the run of Jadson, and Jadson finds the bottom corner. So thankfully David Luiz's error was punished there, and that made it 1-0 to us in the 17th minute. So we do take an early lead in this game, which is good. And the following chance came in the 53rd minute. I gave the ball away. The ball came to Benzema here. Benzema finds Isco, fake shots around Dante, goes through, but Rogério Cini makes a really good save. So good stop by my goalkeeper, and it's still 1-0. But in the 64th minute, my opponent gives the ball away here as he tries to play out from the back. Comes to Bernard, who rises the challenge, finds Carlos Eduardo, back heel first time into Alex, and it's a wonderful strike from just outside the area, in off the post to make it 2-0 to us. So 2-0 with 64 minutes on the clock. That was great news for us, and straight after that my opponent decided to quit. But as he quit here, the game sort of froze a little bit. Went into the team management, and it said connection's been lost, and after that we saw that we were now leaving Ultimate Team. So I was like, oh, are you serious? My opponent clearly quit the game, and yet it comes down as a disconnect to us. And as you'll see here, the message comes up and says it seems you disconnected from your last online match, and it will affect our DNF modifier. And that's just such a shame, man, because it's like, you know, we're into the quarterfinals, we're 2-0 up, we're definitely going to be going through to the semis, and it just boots us. It was clearly my opponent who quit the game, and it just boots us out of the tournament. It means we've got to start again. You know, at the very worst, it should boot us out of the game and make sure we have to play a quarterfinal again, but certainly not boot us out of the whole tournament. That was really really annoying. So I was very frustrated there. It would mean we'd have to go back through the quarterfinals again and the round of 16 again as well to reach the quarterfinals, and we'd have to start the tournament again, which is just really frustrating. And the first game in the round of 16 here was going to be against this awesome Bundesliga side, and my opponent came through in the 41st minute, intercepted my pass out. The cross came into Marco Reus, and Reus found the back of the net. So 41 minutes in, my opponent took the lead with Reus, who is just in every single Bundesliga side. That made it 1-0 to my opponent 41 minutes in, and it was a real shame for us. And the second goal came from a free kick on the stroke of half time, and I just have no complaints about that one whatsoever. What a free kick by Diego. I always admire a good set piece taker, you know. I don't know what it is. Whenever I see a player's got good free kick stats, I always feel a lot better about using them, just in case I ever get a chance to score dead ball situations. And maybe that's why my opponent used Diego for his free kicks. That was a lovely free kick by my opponent. That made it 2-0, and in the 56th minute I gave the ball away. Royce came through one-on-one, and he found the back of the net past Sini. So that was my fault. I kind of gave up at this point, to be honest. I was 2-0 down. I was really frustrated, of course, with what happened in the last game. You know, getting booted out of the tournament when we were 2-0 up and my opponent quit. So I was really frustrated, and it was just one of those games really when you should probably, you know, take a break from FIFA for a while and then come back into it at a later stage, because you know you're going to take that anger into the next game and probably lose. But in the 90th minute here, we were 3-0 down. I made a challenge with Felipe Santana on Royce, and the ball went out for a corner, but as you'll see here in the bottom left, the spinning wheel comes up and the guy unfortunately disconnected. Well, I'm not sure whether he disconnected or I disconnected, but all I know is we didn't leave Ultimate Team like in the last game. We were 3-0 down. We did lose the game, as you'll see here. We did actually lose the game, which means we'll have to start from the bottom again, which is fair. Obviously, we were going to lose the game anyway. But what I hope is my opponent didn't disconnect, because that would be really frustrating for him, because he was 3-0 up and he deserved to win that game. So, yeah, hopefully he didn't disconnect and he did make it through to the quarterfinals. But I don't know, unfortunately, because I wouldn't be able to find out. But we did, of course, lose 3-0, and that was how it was. But after that, we decided to buy some contracts, gave a couple to Kabul and Coutinho, and we still have a few more at our disposal for the next time a few players run out. But we came into this game for the final game of today's episode, back in the round of 16. You know, trying to progress again, because that would mean after that last game we've had 2 defeats on the bounce, which is not good for us. So we come against this side. It's a 4-3-3 Serie A side, although he's got a Malaga left back playing at left back. I think it's Elisu or something like that, and he's also got Kaka playing left wing, but still a very good side anyway. But the first chance did come to us in the 21st minute. Sandro's shot was well saved by Reina, the Napoli goalkeeper on loan from Liverpool. Really good save by the goalkeeper there to deny Sandro, and it was still 0-0 21 minutes in, and the following chance came in the 50th minute here. Loic Remy gets onto the ball. It comes to Coutinho. It finds Sandro. Sandro runs through. Again, Reina denies Sandro, and then Remy's follow-up shot was well blocked by the opponent, and it was still 0-0 here. And from the corner, it was crossed in by Hatem Ben Arfa towards the head of Yunus Kabul. It went up in the air. Oscar then headed it back towards Ben Arfa. Nice little scoop turn to get around his man. Then the Ronaldo chop gets himself inside. He shoots, but again, Reina makes a really good save. It comes to Kabul, and his shot goes into the gloves of Pepe Reina. So still 0-0 here. We had a handful of chances. We should have taken one. But in the 68th minute, we get the ball away from a cross. It comes towards Loic Remy. Remy gets past his man with the fake shot. Then a nice piece of agility to turn his man. Then plays the ball through to Oscar. Oscar's running clear. I gave the ball to Coutinho. Coutinho fakes shots past nobody. Then Ronaldo chops himself inside. Shoots. Good save by Reina. And then Oscar's shot was well saved by Reina again. So I really should have finished that chance, but I completely messed it up. And from Reina's throw out, the ball eventually gets played down the left-hand side here as Sanya's trying to catch up with Kaka. The Brazilian gets past Sanya here. Keeps on going. Crosses the ball in. Eventually it's headed away only as far as Biabiani. He fake shots around Gael Clichy and shoots with the outside of his right foot, but Petr Cech makes a really good save. And it is still 0-0 with 17 minutes to go. We had a corner to defend, and Hamsik crosses the ball in, and unfortunately my opponent gets the goal to make it 1-0 to him. So if anyone ever faces me online, just try and win as many corners as possible, because eventually you'll score. I'm so bad at defending corners, I really am. So it was 1-0 to my opponent with 16 minutes to go with a corner goal there. I think it was Caceres that got it. And in the 78th minute, Koscielny wins the ball as we try and score an equalising goal. Oscar finds Coutinho, finds Sanya. Sanya finds Ben Arfa. Ben Arfa goes down the right hand side. Real good chance here. He's got the pace and the skill to beat LSU with a lovely little Berber spin. Gets himself inside and puts the ball past Reina to make it 1-1. So after all of those missed chances, I was very glad to finally put one away. So it's 1-1 here. But in the 86th minute, I gave the ball away with Remy. Eventually, the ball got played through to Biabiani, and what a superb strike that is by the right winger. No chance for Petacek. Lovely volley into the back of the net, and that made it 2-1 to my opponent with just 3 minutes to go. So it looked like we would be on course for 3 defeats in a row as things stood here. And in the 90th minute, my opponent had a corner. Czech claimed the ball, ended up launching the ball forward with a throw in. It came towards Loic Remy. He got past his man with a nice piece of strength, then past another defender with a nice piece of agility, then gets past a third defender. Wonderful play by Loic Remy, goes through 1-on-1, but I fluffed my lines. It was the last kick of the game, and I could only put the ball into the side net. So a real bad miss by me. It does finish 2-1, and we do lose for the 3rd game in a row. But of course, one of those was a disconnect. But as always, guys, big thank you for watching today's video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like, because that's much appreciated, and it really does help my channel out, and it only takes a second to click that like button, and I will see you for the next episode of My Ultimate Team very soon.